Dive in. We have a really hot and heavy topic that we want to dive into. So you're really leading the charge. I view you as a pioneer in the print on demand industry for apparel. You have cutting edge technology, incredible machinery. For folks that are new to print on demand, kind of give us a one-on-one overview. What is print on demand? And let's start there.
Sure. Well, I appreciate it, Kurt. The kind words are flattering. But yeah, so print on demand is not a new technology, but it's a new buzzword because as more and more tech enters the industry, it allows people to participate in the print on demand game. Print on demand, um, it's developing into its own gig economy. I mean, hell, Shopify. If you look at Shopify, 80% of Shopify stores out there are selling some type of merch. So it's a supremely robust economy. It's enabled by Shopify, but that's not the only player out there. You got, WooCommerce, you got Amazon web stores, you got Etsy, but it allows people to have zero inventory and participate literally against the big boys without all the barriers to entry that were existing in a retail e-com presence. So you put up a design. That design is connected digitally through tech to our platform, which once that product is sold, it's created, produced, and shipped inside of 48 hours. So there's no commitment to inventory. There's no fear of stockouts. Did you predict that you would have too many smalls and not enough 3Ls, 3XLs, or what have you? So it takes all of that ambiguity and risk out of the game for someone that's either been on e-commerce but doing stuff the traditional way through old school screen print and embroidery, or someone that just wants to get involved in the e-com stratosphere or economy where you can get a store, get it online, start selling products with no commitment to inventory and literally no risk other than your design. So if you know how to market, you know how to get your store out there, it's a great way to either build or enhance your brand.
Okay, this is fantastic. And I know, we've done dozens upon dozens of interviews, and we've talked to folks that literally started out of their garage or started out of their living room. And the service and solution that you're providing is perfect for that dreamer, that entrepreneur that wants to get things off the ground. So let's take it to another step further. And what I absolutely love, like, you and I are big, like, logistics guys. We're always talking about inventory control. What a gift for an entrepreneur to be able to start their business literally risk free. So folks that are creative, they have like some really cool designs, things that they want to dive into. Let's talk to those folks. Like let's go through like maybe not necessarily a detailed checklist, but what's like a starting point when they reach out to Apparel Redefined? How does that relationship start to get the party started?
Sure, we can talk about, two different avenues, right? Just getting started. If you're just getting started, if you have a Shopify store, great. If not, no big deal. We have a couple different ways to engage with us, interact with us. So if you go to our website and you click on print on demand and then to get started, that will start the process of connecting an existing Shopify store that you already have with our print on demand app. So yeah, it's about going through our catalog, looking at the products you want to offer your fan base or your clientele, and then start building those products on your site so that it can connect and we can start doing the fulfill on demand process for you. However, if you already have an existing Shopify site or e-commerce platform and you're unhappy with what's going on with your large providers of print, with your Printifys, Printfuls, Guten, Gelatos, those type of people, and you want to work directly with the producer, the app will enable you to do that, right? You kind of cut out the middleman, you make more profit, you get a better product that's more consistent in terms of print placement, quality, durability, washability, all the things that say what needs to be said about your brand without any words, right? When people receive that product, they want to see, touch, and feel quality. And if they're not used to that, then they're not going to be a customer for much longer. So we enable brands to be consistent and sell quality, where who's producing your product. We're not farming it out to 100 different people. It's always printed on the same type of machine, same type of inks, same type of cure process. So you can guarantee that quality and consistency for your customer, and we stand behind it. But no fear, if you don't have an existing Shopify store, if you're just getting started and you don't want to get on Shopify, we have other solutions for you as well. If you're already having an e-commerce platform, we can build what's called a mirror store and connect to your store essentially digitally to receive those products as they come in. Or we can create a white label store for you that you can embed on your existing website or you can use that link as a standalone store.
Man, I'll tell you, one-stop shop. And I know like we love educating on our program here. And when you just think again, for an entrepreneur just starting out, maybe it's a side hustle, there's a lot of shakiness going on in the economy, uncertainty, and people are looking for stability or new opportunities. This is just such a gift and such a great opportunity that you're offering for small entrepreneurs. Let's dive into like what types of products, can I, as I'm coming to Apparel Redefined, what print on demand opportunities are there with product selection?
Yeah, so again, you can go on the website and look at our catalog of offering. Right now, it's heavy on apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeves, hats, hoodies. We do have drinkware available. And as we continue to grow our catalog and our offerings, we'll be getting into more hard goods as well. Uh, but yeah, think of all your traditional merch and promo items. Your high quality t-shirts, your high quality long sleeves, hoodies, hats, jackets, bags. There's a pretty robust catalog. I think we're up to around 100 products that are available for print on demand on our website.
All right, so great wide selection there. So let's talk about for design. So for our we've interviewed some amazing people, like they are true artists. What's the best way for someone to get their design to you?
Yeah, so initially, like if you want us to review your design, we have an FAQ on the print on demand website. Uh, Typically in print on demand, how it works, where once your store's set up and we're all locked in order for it to flow cart to customer 48 hours, there shouldn't be an artwork review process, right? Whatever you put on your store should be saleable and production ready. Um, and those aren't always interconnected, right? Like sellable from a digital standpoint of what you see is different than that production ready art of is it ready to produce. Typically, like the minimum guidelines are you want 300 DPI and you want your artwork size to production ready art. Um, what this machine does is absolutely beautiful, fantastic, but it's not going to manipulate artwork. Like in traditional screen print, there's a review process. Give me the artwork. We're going to separate it in layers for screen print, probably do some optimization to make sure that it works real well. But in true print on demand, whatever's being sold will be printed. So if that artwork isn't up to snuff, if you're allowing your customers to upload artwork and there's no review process on your end, what we get is what we'll print. Um, so you really want to have high quality artwork for high quality output. We walk you through those steps though. If you're unsure, let us know. You can follow the step-by-step guide on how to evaluate that. One of our white store opportunities that you can upload artwork, it'll actually do a check for you. It'll say this will print really well or this will not. It's using AI to go through the artwork, look for pixelation, and also look at the DPI values to see if it's enhanced for print on demand. If not, it's going to kick it back and say, hey, listen, you need to get better art unless you're okay with a subpar product.
Excellent. Okay, great. So, again, throwing in AI, more technology, more solutions for our friends out there. Let's talk a little bit about quality. I know you're a humble guy. I'm going to put you on the spot. What separates Apparel Redefined? Like, why is your print on demand better? I know we frequently on the show, we talk about consistency. We talk about quality. Talk a little bit about why your solution is a little bit better than the other folks out there.
Yeah, so in our world, we come from athletics, right? I don't want to piss off people, but it's very polarizing. But you get Ohio State and you got Michigan, right? And those colors are very recognizable and cause people to do certain things like plant flags in the middle of a field and cause some problems, right? But what I'm getting at is Michigan gold is Michigan gold. Ohio State red's Ohio State red. You can't deviate from that. In the corporate world, you got John Deere green, you got Ford blue, and what those colors say about those companies is more than what words can describe, right? And why I'm getting at that is when we decorate for those brands and those colleges, universities, no matter what the decoration type we're looking at, if it's embroidery, if it's print, if it's vinyl, that type of stuff, all of those have to come together and those reds have to be consistent across that platform. When you throw in digital print, it's much different than your traditional analog, what we color, consider forms of decoration. Like a thread color is a thread color. It's not mixing things to come up with red. In the digital world, it is. You're traditionally using what's called a CMYK platform to mix together to create a digital representation of what that value color is. And there's limitations there. So our equipment, we have a CMYK platform that opens up the gamut of colors to be able to be more consistent and offer more color matching capabilities, where color is key. Um, you'll see we've ordered, and we spent a lot of time, did a lot of research with the major manufacturers in the DTG world and DTF world, and we brought the same print file, and we were looking for consistency of color. We were looking for durability too. We put all these prints through the same wash test. The equipment that we picked is the only piece of equipment in the world that's passed the Nike wash test durability test for DTG. So durability, color, and customer care, right? When you call us, when you email us, you're getting a person, and that person is directly involved with the production of your product. They're not calling some call center that has no idea what digital printing is. They have no idea about the industry, and they've just kind of been outsourced to take care of complaints. No, these people you're talking to have been with the company. Some of us over 15 years. Everyone here understands the process and understands the importance of your brand. So we're not perfect. We make mistakes, and when we make those mistakes, we're going to fix it.
Love it. So kind of piggyback on that. So when folks come to Apparel Redefined, they're not worried about this is not being outsourced to another country. Right now, currently tariffs are a hot topic. Everything is right here in the USA.
Correct. Yep. Right here in Southside Chicago.
Right in Chicago. So, all right, let's talk about timeliness. So, again, as an entrepreneur, I'm trying to get my business off the ground, or maybe I've been in this game for a long time. I'm considering partnering with a new supplier, such as yourself. Let's talk about turnaround times. What does that look like with print on demand?
Yeah. So for most products, we're shipping inside of 72, most of the time 48 hours from when we receive your order, which is huge. I mean, I feel like the Amazon effect is real, whether people realize it or not. What Amazon's done to the consumer um, has completely changed the entire industry, right? And not just our industry, every industry. Uh, when I first got involved, 2005, a 3 week turn was pretty acceptable. And now, if you're doing 3 week turns, you're out of business. So, being able to have the tech, the equipment, and the software and the customer care to enable all four of those things to happen and deliver a quality product on time every time and give you that visibility into the process, right? It's impossible to account for every scenario. And if you have certain products that you want us to stock or you want us to print on, we might have to stock those on site to make sure that we're able to hit those turn times, but we're flexible. And we want to make sure that whatever we say we're going to do, we're going to do for you and give that transparency to you and to your customer to know that when the product has shipped from our location and when they can expect to receive it. Because that turn time is from when we receive to when we ship the order. And depending on which carrier we use to ship that item, it's important to know that once it leaves our facility, it could be a 2 or 3 day or 4 turn time. But with us being centrally located in the United States, we're usually within a 2 to 3 day ship window from pretty much anywhere in the United States.
Excellent. So as far and everything's transparent, like you said. So talking to real people at your facility, tracking information, so everything, so they know exactly what's going on through the entire process. All right, John, let's dive into private label options, solutions, white labeling. What does Apparel Redefined offer here for print on demand?
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of options there to take your brand to the next level. So the first and probably the most popular is private labeling in terms of the neck label, right? So a lot of the manufacturers of blanks are now allowing the manufacturer's tag to be pulled out, which we pull out, and then we can print your custom logo with branding information, also size information into the back of the shirt. So to kind of give that extreme premium feel to your brand, where it looks like that shirt is also made by your company. Kind of that next level service on that is custom hem tags. We can custom sew hem tags, on your garments, again as they're produced. So you get that extra level of comfortability and premium feel for your product. And also that kind of goes hands in hand there is that white glove service where we insert, custom packaging, marketing materials, whatever you want to go out with your product to your customer, sales offers, whatever you need, we will package that in and ship it out. And it all looks like that it's coming from your company and not from Apparel Redefined.
Awesome. Another powerful solution right there for folks. And it's great because like you're like the muscle behind the scenes for a small entrepreneur out there, or even a good sized entrepreneur. Let's dive into pricing because, like, typically, traditionally, there were a lot of layers in the merch and apparel. Talk a little bit how you're cutting out middle folks and how you can really help your clients increase profitability.
Yeah, so you're cutting out a layer, right? So in a traditional print-on-demand model, you have the creator, the merch store, the brand, what have you, and most of the time they're connecting through an aggregator, a middleman tech platform similar to Printful, Printify, and then that aggregator is farming out jobs kind of to the lowest bidder to print-on-demand providers with the equipment and technology to connect to those aggregators, right? So what we're doing is going right to the creator. So the creator is connecting with the producer. We're cutting out the middleman. You have bona fide pricing from us. There's no hidden fees. You have our catalog. You get to see exactly what the cost is before you even set up your product, right? So if your sales price is X and our cost is Y, you know what your margin can be. And simply, you want to dial up your sales price a little bit more, you can make more margin. And those prices are clearly communicated to you, and you're getting confidence of pricing and also confidence of quality, and two things that you're not getting. One of them for sure, the quality component of it right now in the aggregator model is something that's kind of, you get what you get type model. With us, if you have an existing Shopify store and you're dialed in, you got your marketing, you're getting your product out there, and you don't need any real hand holding, you can connect to us tomorrow, today, free of charge. If you're that new brand that's just starting up and you need some guidance, consultation, help with artwork, help with product selection, we have 2 or 3 different tiers outside of our free version that will spend more time with you on getting your store set up, identifying those products that work well, creating the artwork that's ready for production and ready for digital sales. So those are the other tiers that we can help you walk through those processes with a little bit more handheld.
Excellent. John, do you want to talk a little bit? So, say for our folks that they land a really nice size order, can you talk about like, can bulk orders or B2B? Like, can you talk about that from a print on demand
Yeah,
standpoint?
absolutely. And that happens a lot, right? You kind of be surprised, but we see it with a lot of our customers and our client partners, where they have their traditional web store, and you start becoming on the south side, we talk about the guy, right? So if all of a sudden you're known as the guy or gal that can do t-shirts, you're going to start getting different kind of requests. Hey, I got a birthday party. I got a corporate event. I see you do t-shirts. Can you do 1,000? Sure. Well, you're not going to do that print on demand. The nice thing working with us at Apparel Redefined is that we have the ability to do minimum order quantity of one or quantity of 50,000, right? And you're going to get that same white glove experience working with us where consistency of color, consistency of print, and printing equipment and inks. So you have consistency of color. We see it all the time. We have customers right now that do what's called a pre-sale, right? They're generating interest for a product to kind of gauge how much volume they need to print because they want to make a little bit more margin on the front end. So if they get over 200 pieces done in a pre-sale, we'll actually screen print that pre-sale order. And then as that pre-sale gets fulfilled and sold, we'll move that into a print on demand scenario. And then we know that the actual screen printed product will match the print on demand and vice versa. And you'll have consistency once that product gets phased into full print on demand. But yeah, you have that opportunity. It's not going anywhere else except underneath our 4 walls and roof, and you have that consistency again.
All right, John, last question for you today. I'm going to put you on the spot. We love talking about that brand promise. And so, as you mentioned, with the flexibility, the agility that Apparel Redefined offers, other than some unnamed bigger companies out there that folks can easily find online and partner with, talk about how when somebody aligns with Apparel Redefined, like you really like that product is you, like you're lining yourself, partnering with your customers. Talk a little bit about how your brand promise is delivered to your customers.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, one of the things we talk about in our internal meetings is we help make memories, not just T-shirts, right? And it's really impactful because everything we do matters. We make a product that literally touches everyone's body and skin, and touches more than that, touches your mind and your emotion, your spirit, um, and people's at the very um, most basic need is the feeling of belonging, right? And how do you do that? You convey your sense of belonging through a logo, through a brand, through a team that's represented most likely on apparel or any type of merch, right? So when you get down to that level, and we really take what we do seriously. No one's brand's more important than your brand, right? And we've built our business that way for the last 20 years. No one's brand has been more important than our colleges, our high schools, our corporate customers and clients and partners that we've worked with. We've helped build their brand and build their businesses through merch, right? And I still feel like that merch is the best way, the best form of marketing, the best form of promotional type items. And when you sell high quality merch at a fair price, you're creating a lasting bond with that customer that they become not only your fans, but your followers. And once you have that, it's the best form of marketing you could possibly have. And what's so central in that is a high quality product delivered on time. And that's so important for your brand. And I feel like that's where we're strategically positioned to make that a reality for you.
Awesome. John, thank you. I appreciate it. This is a great little tutorial. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call it a masterclass
Yeah.
on print-on-demand solutions for our friends out there. So again, connect with John on LinkedIn, stop by Apparel Redefined, go to the print-on-demand link, and you will see all sorts of incredible information. And again, when you reach out to Apparel Redefined, you're getting a person on a phone who is deeply dedicated and committed to your success. John, any last words, parting thoughts as we close out today?
No, I just really appreciate your time, Kurt, and I thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to doing more of these.
Absolutely. So, all right, guys, we will have a great man, John. We have some great content coming up in the next few weeks. So, we welcome you to come back and join us. And, John, thank you for.